Hello, it's Chris the Frog of Sewer Spewer with another video in my series where I talk about new music from Montreal that was released in the past month. And in this video, I'll be talking about music that was released in July of 2025. Now, we don't have a lot of music actually compared to last month's edition. Last month for June, there were about 25 releases to talk about, but this month, we only have about 10. So this video will be significantly shorter than previous ones, and I could already hear a collective sigh of relief from everybody who's about to watch this video. But the music is still significant and deserves some recognition, so let's jump straight into it. Starting off with a hardcore split between C.I.D.B from Montreal and Jug from Rhode Island called Tariff War, which is out through the Gatineau-based label Pills Records. And there are 4 songs on the split, 2 each from each band, and C.I.D.B opened this split with a cover of Sweating Blood from the band F-, followed by an original, and members of C.I.D.B also feature on the Jug track Bloom at the very end of the split. Next up, we have Francophone grunge musician Dany Nicolas and his third album, Flagos Garage. And I really like Dany Nicolas' voice as well as his guitar style. It really drives these songs. And on top of this having a bunch of originals, it also has some covers from French singer-songwriters like Ève Courmonnier and Raymond Gary. And also the folk punk artist Alice Brode provides backup vocals, particularly on the final track, Le Seigneur. After that, we have Scratch and Sniff with his new album, All Dress. And this is a new project from my friend Nick Boucher, who used to play bass in the hardcore trio Gorlush. But now he's writing more garage rock type songs, and he's bringing in other musicians from other projects to feature on those songs. So on this album, there's musical contributions from members of The Leftovers, The Naked High, Sunset Trip, and many more. And not to jump the gun or anything, but I was recently approached to feature on a new song, which is more of a return to his hardcore roots, so keep your ears open for that. Coming up, we have a new band called Nuclear Family and their demo called No Thanks. And this is a new power pop band with members of Glowing Orb, Blemish, Sistema de Muerte, and more. And I wasn't expecting such an upbeat sound considering the members' previous projects. But you know what? It can't all be screaming and spitting in people's face. Sometimes you gotta lighten up a bit and sing about nice things, you know? Next, we have the new EP from Empty Nesters called Deaf Monks. And this band is particularly interesting to me because up until recently it was a shoegaze band, but then they did this complete turn and became a hardcore band. So this is the first release under the new hardcore banner. And the front person, Eric, plays most of the instruments on this record aside from drums, but they also brought in a lot of guest vocalists who aren't necessarily from the hardcore scene, such as Ribbon Skirt, Victor Complex, Sasha K, Clay Pigeon, and rapper Fraud Perry. And there's also a clip of Eric's mom in there, which makes sense though, because it seems like Eric is exploring their Asian heritage with this new direction. Next, we have the new 2-song EP from alt-country folk indie collective Odie Harr, simply called 2 Songs by Odie Harr. And I don't normally cover folk in these videos, so apologies to Ruby Creek, who also released an EP this past month. But I do like Odie Harr, particularly for their instrumentation, which includes piano, accordion, trumpet, and clarinet. And the main songwriter, Shane Stewart, is also very involved in the local hardcore and punk scene. Next, we have metalcore band Forbidden Order and their new EP, It All Comes Down to This. And this band has a very particular sound reminiscent of that MySpace era of metalcore, which means you have a mix of clean and guttural vocals, which I normally hate, but I feel like it works on this album, and I don't particularly hate the clean vocals. But that being said, I do prefer the more aggressive tracks on this EP. After that, we have Sunforger and their new EP, Auspices. Sunforger are an experimental post-punk shoegaze band who used to go by the name of Mono No Aware, and this EP was recorded both at my previous radio station, CJ Low, and the new underground venue, The Crumper, and it has a more stripped down sound that I'm used to with a shoegaze project, which usually has a wall of guitar effects, but I feel I like the simplicity with Sunforger, so definitely give it a listen. Next up, we have the debut EP from new post-punk band Seaver called Impermanence, which is out from Voluia Records. And this is a new band made up of scene veterans from previous projects like Ember Glows, Borgod, Seine Noire, and many more. And this one does have that wall of sound that I was just talking about, but I feel like it really adds to this overall atmosphere of the EP that I really like and kind of get in deeper and deeper with the kind of dark vibe of the EP. Finally, we are at the end of our list with the debut EP from Stregoneria called See What I See. And Stregoneria have that old school classic metal sound with their instrumentation, with a more modern approach with their harsh vocals. And that kind of helps them fit on any single bill, whether it's a thrash metal bill or a death metal bill. And they play shows very often. They do a show about almost every single week. So if you want to check them out, just be sure to follow me because I'm bound to mention their next upcoming show. And that's it. Like I said, a very short video for this month, but I will be back next month, and I can already tell that next month's video will be a lot longer because I've already started to compile a list of albums that are coming out in August, and I can tell it's already bigger than the list I had for July. But if you want to hear music from most of these bands that I mentioned, I made a short YouTube playlist of some of those songs, though not all of the bands are on it just because they are exclusively on Bandcamp. I have started to do playlists on Bandcamp, but for now they only have a mobile version of playlisting, so I'm waiting until they have a desktop version to kind of tie those in with my YouTube videos. Also, I'm not doing Spotify playlists anymore just because the CEO of Spotify has been giving all the money that he should be giving to artists who are on his platform and instead has been investing that money in AI military technology. So I do not want to be feeding the war machine in any capacity. So fuck Spotify, go find music elsewhere. And if you want to find me online, you can follow me on social media, on TikTok, Instagram, and on Facebook at Sewer Spewer. And there I post weekly videos of all the shows happening in Montreal, and I also do concert listings. And like I said, I do these monthly videos where I talk about new music coming out of Montreal. So keep your eyes open for that. And also, if you want to support me while I support the scene, then go to patreon.com/sewerspewer, where you can subscribe for only $2 a month. And there you could find my list of upcoming releases for music from Montreal. And I also have a master list of upcoming gigs. I do have a podcast there, but I haven't put out any new episodes recently just because I've been so busy, but I've been meaning to get back into it. I just need to find the time to do it, and right now I don't have a lot of time. I think I just need to get a new job. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next month. Ribbit, ribbit.